I do, CTR here. We're going to tell you a little bit of story. A real long time ago, or about 20-some years, there was this feller named George Cadwell. And he had him an old car lot, kind of a used car lot, buy here, pay here type of place, over in Branson, Missouri, off Highway 248. And that same old boy, he had several of his friends he knew most of his life around, like I think Joe Pride was one of them. Might even been a little partnership going on there in part of it. Well, they had amassed a mountain of cars, and by a mountain I mean it covered the mountain all over the place. And they just take these old trade-in cars like 55 Chevys and let's see, Pontiac Super Chiefs and old Pontiac wagons and square body Chevy trucks and old Chevy 2s, and I'm sure there was all forms and varieties of one-off mainstream type vehicles, whether it was old Buicks, and there probably was some old Mopars in there as well, Fords and stuff. Well, he finally got old and died, and his family went to cleaning the place up because the property was real valuable. And these old trees had grown up in between these things, something fierce. I mean, it just humongous trees growed up, and they were probably sprouts or saplings when they'd pull these cars out there, if they were there at all. And the trees grew up around them. So you've got many, many acres of all these old cars, and they're not really parked in a row or anything. They're just kind of little dog trails to get to them. We also had an old wrecker. It was a square body Chevy, and we might introduce you to old Cadwell. That's what we call the old wrecker. One of my friends ended up buying it when they were done cleaning the place up. He's a dandy. Anyway, remind me to tell you about Harlan and Cadwell one of these days. We'll get you some of that video. But anyway, I saw this car, and I'd bought a few of them there. I didn't end up keeping any of them long term, but I saw this car. It's a 55 Chevy 4-door wagon, 210. I mean, just straight. And it sat there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, boy, I ought to buy that. And this old boy comes through there with a tandem dually gooseneck, and there ain't hardly room for the truck pulling it to make the corner, and he just wipes the side out of this sumbitch. I mean, just tears it all to pieces from front to back. Bent the frame. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? He says, it ain't my car. I bought the one back there. What a jerk. You know who you are too if you're still alive. But anyway, this car, you got the side wipes slick off of it. On the way out, he tags it again. And it's moved the car over several feet, just all but watered it up against another one. Well, that's been many, many years ago, and the last time I laid eyes on this thing until my cousin Jimmy Harding decides to go pick this thing up. He's found it again. It had gotten moved to another location near Branson, and he'd got it bought off the old boy, and he dragged it up on a trailer. And he sent me a text message one morning, a picture of it sitting on the trailer behind his shop. And I offered him some cash for it. And he said, well, just come and get it. And this is Sunday morning, and I'm just getting ready to drink my first cup of coffee. Just got my eyes pried open. And I told the old lady to put her coffee down. We're going to Branson. I got to buy a car. Digging around in my pockets to see how much cash I got on me, because it's Sunday and the bank's closed. So I drive over there, and immediately, it's like an hour and a half, and I had to unload a car off the trailer that I'd got about 11 o'clock the night before so that I could put this car on it. And I just backed up tail to tail with him, and took a winch and jacked it up enough I could slide my ramps underneath the non-existent wheels, because it wouldn't roll. I think it had front wheels on it, and the drums were locked up. It didn't have any axles in the back of it, just an empty housing. They'd stole the dropout pumpkin out of it, the pig. So I slid it off of his trailer onto the other one, and by this time it's probably 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe 11. It's getting hot outside, and away we come home. And the whole time, unbeknownst to me, one of our friends, Adam Freeman, is over there talking, and the old lady's there going, "Oh, don't be mad at him, he's getting a good buy." It didn't make no difference. She'd done decided she's going to own it. I didn't know that yet, but she'd already decided that one was hers. Which brings us to the present day. That's how this car got its name, because we're taking off down the road, and I'm thinking, well, she's probably not real happy with me because we ain't even stopped for a cup of coffee on the way over there to get it. She's probably a little bit mad at me for just jumping in the truck first thing. But nope, she wasn't mad. Matter of fact, that car got named Not a Mad for that very reason. It might have got used by somebody else, and out there in the internet land, I've seen a couple people reference a Not a Mad car. So I've changed its name to MadEnvy, because, yeah, nomads ought to be envious of this car. It's a good one, and it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty. It's got some custom work done on it, too. But anyway, this is how we ended up at home with this car. This car has come a long ways because it sat out here, took little sad pictures by the fence with snow on it, and I dragged it up the hill. My tractor wouldn't drag it, so I had to lock four-wheel drive in and catch a dry day and get it dragged, and just banging the chain to get it dragged before I could get up close to the shop and get after it with a torch and an impact wrench and start pulling things apart. I ended up having to change the frame on it because the old boy with the trailer wiped it out when he caught that front bumper. It folded it up pretty good, a couple of places. So you can imagine how hard it got hit, parked car. But, well, I'll zing out of here on that note for the minute, and we'll let y'all meet Not a Mad. We just rolled her out of the paint booth. I'm still bolting the chrome and stuff on it right now, and all the stainless, and got a new back bumper for her. I've got most of the glass in it. I've got window fuzzies to put in it, and I've got to put in a few more pieces of weather stripping. We got some of the interior in it. We'll just let you look it over a little bit and see what you think. I'm out. You reckon that's party enough? He's party. Rich. Very rich. About About $400 a gallon just in color. Priority Park. And that's cheap because it's a new brand. I really like it. It's got a lot of solids in it. It covers excellent. Like, you can paint a car with a quart of this shit if you really put the rubber band in the gun. It is great stuff. Let's see, what is the name of this stuff, man? X-Prime. Through my PPG store. Down here in Mountain Home, Arkansas. Michael and Sarah Terry. They really treat us good down there. Love them to pieces. Good Christian folks. Go to church with them. We did a little bit of customizing. I put my CTR logo in the hood scoop, kind of buried it in there like a ghost, but it's pretty well glass. It's a good looking rig, man. I haven't cut it or buffed it. That's right out of the gun. I painted it right here in this dirty old shop floor, and it laid down good, man. There ain't no dust in it to speak of anywhere. You've seen it kind of taped off. It's looking pretty good. We still got parts everywhere. And to show you, those are 65-year-old risers on there. We just cleaned them up with some Blue Magic and some steel wool, and they look good. We got to put all the interior garnishments in it and all of that as well. Still got to put the tailgate latches in it, but get out here where you can see maybe. Oh, this is filthy. It's not been washed. It's not been handled much. I've got the steering wheel back together. I'll end up repainting it again. I need to have it working. I'm trying to put all the dash and stuff back together. Put all the trim pieces back on. We got some more polishing to do. We've got these are all just old stuff. I mean, that's all Blue Magic and steel wool, and all of it's filthy. I mean, just horribly dirty. You can see my fingerprints probably. But we've got new carpet in the floor. Nice black carpet. We don't have any sill plates for it yet. There's the seat that we redid for it for this wagon. That's some black and white Del-Rey from 1955. We're starting to put the weather stripping back on here. That's all going to be brand new throughout the car. I think I've got this side done, and I've got to put some more on the other side still yet. And grab me a drop light, bud. Howdy folks, it's Tracy at CTR. We've been pretty busy around these, well, doing everything, trying to edit videos and all kinds of good stuff. But I've been working on this car a little bit, around building a few transmissions and stuff for some people, and we have got in the Raingear wipers, and I'm going to show you about all that good stuff. And right here we have one of those hood scoops. I told you we had a mold made for this car, and we've made some more of them. You can turn them either way if you want to. They work real well on later model stuff for a bump to hang your turbo a little higher. I think they'd work out pretty well for that too. If anybody's interested, just get a hold of me. I think, well, we painted this car since any video showed up, but I'm trying to get all the trim on it. I'm a few stainless clips short to put some. I think I got to put 3 more pieces of stainless on it, and of course I have to assemble the headlights and the tail lights and all that good stuff, and put new ends on the wiring harness. But for right now, let me show you what we've been doing on the Raingear wipers. Alright, we've got the Raingear wipers in here, and I'm going to try and get the lighting right so you can see. It took me like 25 minutes to put this Raingear wiper setup in here. I don't have the dash cluster in it or the speaker grill on this 55, so if you can look up under there, right, see if I can get a light down here. Right here, there's a bolt, and that one holds the motor up against it, and on the outside of here there's a sleeve and a rubber collar and a nut, and then the Eustachians and the Eustachian nuts hold it on the outside. And this cross beam, if you're going to use Raingear wiper setup, right there you need to access it through either the glove box or the radio hole, but the radio hole works better. And that's the other side, all the way to the passenger side. If you're going to use these setups, this one happens to be a delay setup. Get you some more footage out here. It's a high and low speed with delay. It's a little pricier product. It's what I put in all of them, but I bought the wipers and the arms, and they came with the nuts right here, the Eustachian nuts. They came with new ones. The Eustachians do not come with the kit, and you have to order this and this at the same time to get them with them. But it's all brand new stainless, new rubber refills and the whole deal, and they work slick and they're really quiet. Now, if you're going to use a vintage air kit, and I'm sure other air conditioning suppliers will probably have the same problem, you have to put the Raingear wipers in before you install the vintage air to get that clip on over there. I'm pretty sure is going to be a real big deal if that heater box and everything's already mounted in there from the vintage air kit. They do clear everything else, they'll clear it, but you really need to put these in first. If not, you'll be pulling your vintage air out. So don't make that mistake on accident because you didn't know any better. Now, under the hood, it comes with, I'll flip this open. Under the hood, turn this light on. If you look right here, that's where the vacuum wipers used to set. This plate here, I reused the screws and I put the plate on. There's already a gasket around it that was still, it was still pliable and good, so I didn't even have to put any sealant on it. But that part comes with this Raingear wiper kit. I thought y'all might want to know about that. They generally don't tell you what comes in the kit. What are you missing? Things like that. I'm trying to fix it so y'all guys know about some of these products that I use. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I guess if they want to bring me some free stuff, I'll try it out. But this is all stuff I buy. It seems to be the best product. I bought an American Auto Wire kit for another car. This wiring harness was immaculate, and I'll just change the sockets for the bulbs whenever I get done. I have new ones here for that. They weren't really that bad. Matter of fact, I swiped them for another car I built a while back. But anyway, that'll get you caught up to where we are right now. But we're fixing to paint all the interior garnishments, and they're all laying here in a pile. We got to clean all that mess up and put it all back together. I also have to clean up the lower valance corners for underneath the park light and stuff right here. We got to clean them and paint them. But every emblem on this thing is brand new. The hood bird is new. The park lights will probably not be new. I had a pretty good set of them to use. The bezels, those are both brand new, front and back. New. This is the old grill. I've got to clean up a hood bar for it. Those we have been looking for. I was going to put a new one on it because the one I had here was pretty rough shape, but apparently there's no available hood bars right at this particular moment. I do have the rest of the new glass for it and all the window fuzzies that go in here. I'm using, I believe it's called Repops.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of it. Yeah. Repops. And I'll let you know what comes in that kit, and probably in the next video or so, because we're going to bring you right on along on this particular project, because you ought to know what products you're getting when you buy this stuff. I've had to buy it blind for years, so I can tell you that the old 55 clips that hold all the stainless on, all these stainless moldings right here, there were a whole bunch of them missing out of the kit, and I asked for everything, and it came in a big blister pack with separate packs for each, like, well, the quarter panels both sides, and then it'd come for the back doors for both sides, and it was missing a significant amount of stuff. I have not had time to call East Coast Chevy and find out, you know, what's going on, whether they just had a missed packaged box or something. But it was missing all the roofline chrome clips. All of this stuff up here, it was not in it. Just wasn't there. So that'll wind us up for this little deal, and we'll see you back here in a minute.
See you later.
You know, the road's ready to go along, huh?
Put new door seals on it right now.
She gonna look all right, ain't it?
Getting pretty, ain't it? Got a new bumper for it to hang.
You're keeping this one, right?
She is.
Oh, she is.
What are you about to turn up?
About anything I touch. You know?
I thought that was just normal for everybody. I didn't know there was any difference.
No.
I started a YouTube channel since you've been here.
Oh, have you?
You want to be on it?
We've been filming for years, building these cars and stuff.
Am I on it?
You are now.
Hell out of here.
CTR. I know y'all been waiting for all the excitement to start. It's cold out here. It ought to be warm. It's, you know, mid to late April, and I am sick to death of winter, but we've been painting on an old car and looks pretty dad burn good. Not bad for a junk wagon, had a whole right side wipe clean out of it. But we ought to, well, we'll do the walk around in a minute. You know, we all know what you want. You want that big smoke show, right? We'll see if the old 10 bolt will take it. If not, we'll tow it out of the road and put a 12 bolt in it. That's how that works. Bring your camera this way, woman. I have turned our gas tank clean upside down. There's our gas tank right there. I turned it clean up. See all the gas? I turned it clean upside down. Yeah, well, that happens. We got a new stainless tank I built in there, and well, shit, it's CTR. We just go fucking run haphazard all the time. CTR! We're out of here.